Hi guys, it has been a while. It's been a long time actually. And I wasn't even sure if I was going to do this today because I kind of have a lot and my husband's probably going to come home while I'm doing this, and I don't know why I have this weird, I get this little bit of anxiety when I'm filming and anybody's home. So I'm actually like, I get really nervous when I do videos. I don't know why, but it's just me talking to a camera. So and don't mind my mess in the background. This is my tea shelf and I kind of need to organize it. Um, so a quick update on things, and I know I don't really have a whole lot of followers, so it's not like anybody's been missing me or anything, but we just had a lot going on. I had planned to start like a weekly little like segment here on my channel where I share all my crafty things, like my crochet, my attempt to knit. I still have a big huge diamond painting that I need to finish that I have like this much of a square done on. Haven't worked on that in a while. So 2022, I was planning to do all of that and it did not happen. um at the beginning of the year, from like January to like May, like our whole focus was on making sure I did so many things with my older son. So my second child, my older son, because he was getting ready to graduate high school. And so things just happened, and we took a big trip to Disney, and I was actually gonna like try to do like a vlog of that, but I'm not very good with videoing things. I forget. Well, I don't really forget, but I feel weird videoing in front of a bunch of people, and then I'm not really good with video editing, so I wasn't sure how I was going to put everything together. So I was just like, I'm just going to enjoy my trip and not even video. So I didn't do that. But then we took that trip, and then my husband and I had a few things going on, like, drift events and stuff. And then my daughter came to live with us right after my son's graduation from high school. My daughter came back home, so my oldest child, just until she got through her pregnancy and stuff. And then I had a new grandbaby. So many things happened. And then I was like, oh, well, when the fall comes, my son will be in college. My husband and my other son will be back in school because my husband's a teacher. And then I have my 11-year-old in, who just started middle school. So I was like, they'll be back. And then my daughter stayed for a little bit longer. And then we got really into college football games. I love football anyways, but my son is in the marching band at his school. And so we were going all over the place with the marching band. All the home games, any parades they did, they were the exhibition band for a competition, a high school competition. And so we followed them all over the place, even to the bowl game that they went to, and it was so much fun. So many things happened that I just was like, when we have a lot going on, YouTube is not my priority because, like I said, I don't have a whole lot of followers. It's not my passion to be a YouTuber, I guess so to say. I just like to have my little space here to share with you guys, things I love, like my tea or my crochet or, anything to do with yarn and stuff like that. So YouTube always gets pushed on the back burner whenever I have a lot going on. So now I'm trying really hard. I'm like, it's a new year. Let me try this again. We shall see. You may see me pop in here and might not see me for a little while longer. But I'm going to try to, my hopes is that every Friday I can do something called the Weekly Stitch, which is what I want this to be, where I update you on all my projects. In which we'll talk about those later too, because the last time I filmed, I think, was my temperature blankets for 2022. Yeah. I set my hopes way too high on that one, so we'll get to that later. And then maybe on Tuesdays I can bring you something tea related, because I really love sharing my love of tea with you guys. How many times am I gonna say love? And then maybe do like a Scentsy Saturday segment where I show you something Scentsy. And even though I am a consultant, I don't buy a lot, just because I don't need a whole lot of Scentsy. I say I don't need it, but and then I say I do need it, but anyways. But just share things like some limited time offers here and there, or, you know, like when I unbox my Whiff box and stuff like that. I do want to get back to sharing my Scentsy with you guys, because I do know quite a few people follow me for my Scentsy related stuff. So, but I don't want to go too heavy on Scentsy just because I'm sharing other things here and I don't like mixing all of that up. So anyways, just a little hodgepodge of things. I don't have a channel that's all one thing. It's just, you know, little things here and there. And then if I can learn how to like put videos together, like vlog style videos, maybe share some of our travels with you. We don't travel a whole lot, but we do try to get out and about here and there, and maybe share some things like some of my husband's drift events. Those are really exciting, and I just thought you guys might like to see. So, so that's kind of a direction, you know, there's a little bit of a direction where I want to go. But anyway, so today is Friday, of course, so I'd like to share stitchy news. So crochet and knitting, and I don't have a whole lot right now because I haven't finished a lot of things. I haven't been working on a lot of things, but I would love to share things like even yarn that I buy. So first thing that I have, I guess some works in progress, which I have a lot of those because I have those 24 temperature blankets that I was attempting, which they were supposed to be Christmas gifts, but I let all my family know, hey, you're going to be getting gifts later in the year. They were supposed to be Christmas, but now they're just going to be just because gifts. So, so yeah, I'm going to be working on them throughout the, you know, next few months. So those are all in progress, but I haven't worked on them since I did that video. So I'm not going to show you guys those today. Something I do have though, I have my grandson's blanket that I'm working on. It's my two grandsons. And this is just I think it's just a free pattern from Bernat. I think that's how you say their yarn company. I can never like say that yarn company name. But it's just a star blanket. My daughter wanted something with greens and she wanted it to be a star for him. So this is how much we have. And I just bought, for this blanket, I just bought one of those, oh, we're all tangled up here. Anyways, one of those cake yarns, you know, the ones that have all the different colors. And this one was from Hobby Lobby, and it was the Yarn Bee Sugar Wheel was the name of it. And then the color name is called Gelato's My Motto. So it's just these different greens and kind of like a natural color in here, but they kind of look kind of teal like, and then you have like a sagey type green. And I like these. They're really cool if you want to do something simple like this. The only thing I don't like is like places like this where the color changes. Wait a minute, let's see if I can find one. There's the places where they do the color changes, and then I don't know, I could tend to be a little bit OCD. So here's one. So the color just randomly changes. And I'm just like, I wish it would change like on one of my rounds. I'm sure you can plan them to do that somehow, but yeah. So that was as big as it made it. And I wanted it a little bit bigger. So I did go and I picked up, and I'm just using some acrylic yarn here. Nothing too fancy because it is going to be a baby blanket. It's going to probably need to get washed a lot. So then I went to Michael's because I wanted something that would match kind of that natural color. And I thought, well, I need to keep going with this, but I didn't want to get like a whole nother thing of this yarn. And so I'm just going to do a few rounds in this color. And this is just a yarn from Michael's, and it is the Loops and Threads Impeccable yarn. It's just their standard acrylic yarn, like their version of like a Red Heart Super Saver, or like Hobby Lobby has the I Love This yarn. And this is in the color Putty. So that is going there, and I don't have very much more because I'm not going to make it super huge because it's a baby blanket. So like I said, it's a free pattern. I can link the pattern in my description on here that I am working on this with. And this is just using my trusty little, where is it? Just my H hook here. I have like 4 of these because I keep losing them and buying more, and then I find them later. So just my H hook is what I have here. And of that yarn, this was how much was left, and I knew it wasn't going to be enough to do another round, so I just kept that little bit there. So that is, and this is the pattern. And like I said, it's a free pattern. It's Yarn Inspirations, but it's using, they asked for the Bernat Baby. So it takes a baby yarn. I mean, this is one of those projects, I mean, gauge doesn't really, I don't think it really matters. I mean, it matters if you want it to come out the size that they have theirs. But that's why I just decided to use like a worsted weight yarn instead. Because where they live in Virginia, and it does tend to get cold. And so I know acrylic doesn't really, it's not like wool yarn where it's going to really keep you warm, but I wanted it to be a little heavier than just a baby yarn. So that is one of my works in progress right now, or whips as people call them for you people who are not. So, you know, who don't know stitchy terms, I guess. Another work in progress I have is my sock. If you guys remember, I started a sock. It's been over a year now, and this was my journey to begin to learn how to knit. So this has taken so long that once I finish this sock, this will be the only sock, because I don't think there's enough to make 2 socks. I have restarted this, and now it's all tangled. I have restarted this cuff, I don't know, probably more than 20 times, because I keep finding mistakes, and I don't, like, crochet for me is so easy. I've been crocheting since I was 12. I know how to rip out a mistake, go back, you know, fix it and everything. Knitting, I don't know how to do that yet. And I think it's called tinking, some people call it, because it's knit spelled backwards, so you're unknitting. I don't know how to do that. And so my way of fixing that is just to rip out the whole thing. So I'm going to learn eventually, but I mean, it's got some wonky places. I have what they call, I guess, laddering, where because I'm using magic loop method, and this is the Crazy Sock Lady's just vanilla socks on magic loop, and her tutorials are so good. She's a great teacher. I will link her stuff too. Anytime I mention anybody or products or people, I will link them, don't worry. But she does great at explaining everything. But I have, like, you can see where I start each side of a new row, you can see where they're not joining quite right. And I think this is just going to be my practice sock. But like I was saying, it's probably going to be a single sock, because this is some Hobby Lobby yarn. It's not fancy sock yarn. I have all this sock yarn I bought already. And we'll get to that later. But I don't want to use it until I really actually know how to make a sock. And I was going to try to show. Okay, so it's called Cozy Toes. And they still carry this yarn, but they don't carry this color. So I'm like, when I get done with this sock, that's going to be the only one probably, because I don't think there's enough here. I haven't gotten good at knowing how much yarn a sock takes yet. So that's also something I'm going to be learning. You know, I've never been one to like weigh my yarn and plan projects with how much yarn I have, you know, according to the weight and everything. So this is it so far, but I'm determined to finish this before I start using any of my good, you know, wool yarn and everything that I buy, like my indie dyed yarn and stuff like that. So that's my sock. That will one day be complete. Who knows when? So my next work in progress is my dishcloth. This is I am excited about. So the kitchen sink shop, I think is what it's called. Hang on just a second and I will tell you, I have the pattern. So I believe that's what it's called. Yes, it's the Kitchen Sink Shop. You can find her on Instagram. She also has a YouTube channel in which she does really good tutorials also. She does this thing, and I think this is either her 3rd or 4th year of doing it, where it's the year of dishcloths. And as long as you sign up for her email newsletter on her website, you get a free dishcloth pattern every single month. And so she puts that on, and you don't have access to it though. Like if you've missed the first 2 so far, you have access to January's, but not February's yet. Not until she releases March. So this right now, and you may not be able to see the pattern very well. This is the February dishcloth I'm working on. This year's theme is going to be baked goods, and so this is the second one, and this is the Linzer cookie dishcloth. So like Linzer cookies, like those little sandwich cookies with the jam in the middle. You know what I'm talking about. So I can even show you. So like one of these cookies. But this is the pattern, and like I said, they're free if you sign up and subscribe to her email newsletter. So this is my progress so far on my February dishcloth. And my plan here, I always have a plan. Do I ever complete them? Not really. My plan is I picked out some colors from Hobby Lobby. Again, Hobby Lobby is my favorite place to buy yarn. That's not like a local yarn shop type place. My favorite big box place to buy yarn. So I'm using just I love this cotton yarn, and so what I've done is I've gone through and I kind of matched up some colors in store, and I did five, me, my mom, yes, 5 different sets of colors, because my plan is to do do 5 dishcloths a month. Yeah, I hope I'm not setting myself up for failure like the temperature blankets, but 5 dishcloths a month. And at the end of the year, have 5 different sets, you know, one for me, one for my mother, one for my mother-in-law, one for my husband's sister, and one for his brother's wife. So I can gift everybody, all the ladies, you know, so basically the ladies in our family, I can gift all the ladies a set of dishcloths. And I just thought that would be really nice, because I used to make dishcloths before. I used to crochet them out of like a bamboo cotton yarn, and everybody in the family loved them. And they're like, Kristin, we need more dishcloths, because, you know, after a certain amount of time, they kind of fall apart. So now I have learned to knit dishcloths, and I'm so excited because like it actually looks like a presentable knit. It doesn't look, you know, it doesn't look super professional, but when I show you my one finished object, it's the January dishcloth, and I was just so excited because you know, learning on the sock, I learned how to knit and purl. That's just about it. Knit and purl, knit and purl. With her tutorials, and her patterns, I forget her name, but I think it's Garlene. But I've learned so many other things. Like I learned how to do a bind off. I'm learning yarn overs and knit togethers and slip knits and all these different things in knitting. One thing I did learn is that I'm not a fan of knit 2 together. It is kind of difficult on cotton yarn with these bamboo needles. It takes a little maneuvering for me until I get used to it. And it might just be because I might knit a little too tight. Just because I'm new at this. But these are just I just picked these up from Hobby Lobby again. These are the Knitter's Pride, the US 3.25 millimeter bamboo needles. And I do like them. You know, once I get a good groove going, like I'm just like, oh, these are great. So this is another one. Hopefully by next week, this will be complete. So yeah, my February dishcloth. So as you can see here, there's like a little, it's going to be like a little circle pattern with a heart in the middle. And then all of this, I guess, is this garter stitch? I think it's garter stitch. But you'll see the pattern will show up a little more. It's kind of hard in this color, but you can kind of see it. So that is, and this is just a purple cotton yarn. And what I did was so for all of us, I picked, everybody has like a variegated color. So I can show you that actually. So this is mine. I picked one kind of variegated color. This one's mine. It's called Sunsetting, and this is the same brand. And then 3 solids. So we each have 4 different colors, which means we'll get 3, out of each color, we'll get 3 dishcloths out of it. So this one's my mom's because she really loves yellow. And so I just thought the blues and yellows would be pretty. For my mother-in-law, I chose this one mainly because even though it has green, it's got like this brick red and blue, and she's very much, she works a lot with like our military, and so I thought patriotic sort of colors would be nice for her. And then my husband's sister, whoa, we're out of focus. My husband's sister, she loves blues and stuff, so I got this one, picked out this one for her, and then this one for my husband's brother's wife, so my other sister-in-law, but that's how that goes. And I just thought the fun, bright colors. She has 2 girls, and they love their pinks and stuff, and they always love fun colors. So she's the main one who has asked me for dishcloths. She said ever since I made them the other dishcloths, and this has been like 10 years ago, she's like, we don't want to use anything else, but we really need some more. She's like, we had to break down and buy store-bought dishcloths. I was like, oh no, the horror of it. They had to buy store-bought ones. So, but it does make me feel good that they really like my handmade items. You know, people like that, to me, they're crochet and knit worthy. You know, people that I know will enjoy my projects. So that's all for anything that's finished, or for anything in progress. And I actually, like I said, I have all those temperature blankets, so I actually have a lot more works in progress. And I don't have any like really serious, I have like one project bag that I own, so I don't really have like project bags per se. I just kind of find whatever bag I can find. And so my baby blanket right now, and this is kind of like the bag I carry everywhere. It is in this super cute, check it out, you guys. It's my sea turtle bag from the North Carolina Aquarium. This particular aquarium, we have like a few aquariums here in North Carolina. This is the one at Fort Fisher, which is in the Wilmington area. But this one's actually from Pine Knoll Shores, which is Atlantic Beach area. But I love it. I had seen it when we went to one of the other aquariums, and I was like, I really want that bag. And I thought, oh, it's probably going to be crazy expensive, right? Because these are like hand painted on here. And so we went back to one of the other aquariums, and I went and looked at it. It was only $12. So I was like, I can't beat that. And I love sea turtles. You will come to learn, sea turtles are my thing. My favorite animal ever. I dream of one day being able to go to a sea turtle release or swim with sea turtles somewhere. So I love my sea turtle bag there. Oh yeah, I meant to show you guys. This is something that you'll see too. You'll see a lot of tea in my videos, but today I'm drinking coffee. And this is my little yarn ball mug, again, from Hobby Lobby. We're gonna have a lot of stuff from Hobby Lobby. And then I had to show you this too. So I don't own a yarn bowl. I also don't have a yarn ball winder. So in order to keep my yarn from going everywhere, I'm using my noodle bowl with my yarn in it. It works really good though. It's a little noodle bowl that also came from Hobby Lobby. So, and we are Star Wars fans, so I love little Grogu here. I just thought he was super cute. So that's all for that. My works in progress. My finished item is my January dishcloth. So person. Anyways, this particular dishcloth is the Speculoos dishcloth. So Speculoos is like, I think it's German, and for like, it's like what they make the windmill cookies from. It's like a gingerbread almost, like a spice cookie. This one has like almonds on it, and she gives you the recipes for these treats too. I haven't tried either of them yet, the Speculoos or the Linzer cookie, but this is my dishcloth, and you know, it probably needs to be blocked, you know, because it's like a little wonky on the bottom. But I am so proud of this, you guys. This is my first completed knit project ever. And as you can see, you know, it has this little intricate lace pattern with the yarn overs and the knit two togethers and the slip knits, and then we have our little simple bind off at the top. But I'm not gonna block my own, I don't think, just because I'm just going to use them to wash dishes with or to clean the table or something. Like, I almost don't want to use it now because I'm like, I should frame this, my first knit project. So it has the little garter stitch border on the sides and then at the bottom. But I was just so proud when I finished this. I was like, I did it. And I probably ripped this out like 4 times. In fact, I had it going really good up to about here, when I realized I didn't do the bottom border. I was like, this is the furthest I've made it. I don't want to take it out. But again, my OCD was like, no, I got to do the border. So it should be straight, but I don't even own blocking materials like the little blocking mats or anything like that. And so I do want to acquire those eventually. Some of the things on my little wish list that I'm going to have, you know, for myself are like blocking mats and a yarn ball winder and a Swift, because I am buying a lot of yarn from my cousin's yarn shop on Etsy. And so I need a way to wind up yarn into cakes, you know, because theirs comes in hanks and everything, which we'll get to my yarn acquisition soon. But anyways, my only finished project. So hopefully, well, there's more finished projects next week. But I'm just for now just keeping them in these Ziploc bags, especially, I mean, maybe not so much mine, but everybody else's, because they are going to be gifts and I don't want them to get dusty or anything like that, or dirty or any kind of way. So, and the only other thing I have today is yarn. So the only yarn, I do have other yarn I bought, I just not bringing it out because I acquired it like over the summer, last year. But the yarn that I've currently been getting is some yarn from my cousin Mandy. So she is Mandy of Mandy's Makings, and if you are somebody who knits or crochets and you love indie dyed yarn, you may have heard of her. So last year she did a sock set each month. It's her sock yarn club that she does. It's not a subscription. You just have to be quick with it every month when she releases it. Last year, the whole theme was Wizard of Oz. And I was so sad because by the time I realized, oh, I want to start buying all this yarn. I'm also one of those people, I don't want to get partial like subscriptions of stuff. I don't know. I'm weird like that. I need to do, it's all or nothing, right? So I didn't jump in on that. I did, one thing I do wish I had gotten in on, she just did, she does something called Share a Pair, and I have one, and this was from her summer one. So she'll do like these kits called Share a Pair where you get 2 of these sock sets. So this particular kit came with 2 of these, and I do have a video where I unbox this, and one's for you and one's for a friend. And so she also does something called Share a Pair Connect, where she will connect you with somebody else, and the 2 of you go in and buy these share pairs, and then one gets sent to you, one gets sent to a friend or somebody she connects you with. I haven't tried that yet, but that's a fun way to meet a new friend, I guess, a new fiber friend. But then she does the yarn clubs where each month is a sock set that you can buy. And it's themed. And this year, last year it was Wizard of Oz. This year she is doing coffee shops from around the nation. So her first coffee shop was, and I should have Googled these first to look them up and give you some information, and I did not. So the first one is Fosco Coffee Bar, and I love this. I don't know if it's ballet themed inside or whatnot. I think it's from down in the Pensacola area of Florida. I'm not sure. But this is the name. So Fosco Coffee Bar. And this is the sock set for January. I love it. So very coffee themed, if you look at the colors. And very much themed. I did look up the place on Instagram, and you know, they have like the wood everywhere. It's like wood floors, and I think wood tables and stuff. Like this has been finished. And so this kind of like matches like the inside. And so cute little sock set. So you get, it's a 75% merino, 25% nylon fingering weight. So you get the main skein, and then you get a little mini to go with it. So I don't want to use these yet until I'm very confident in my sock making abilities. Eventually. More practice, you know. So that was the January one. And so the February one that I just got the other day, this one is Wandering Rose Coffee Company. And this is a lady who has the cutest little camper trailer that she serves her coffee out of. So a little coffee truck. And it's red and white. And so I guess that's how we got the colors for this one. So this is the Wandering Rose. And it's picking up, not quite picking up, it's picking up a little brighter, I think, on camera. But you have the colors, the red, you know, to look like the red and white trailer. And then, of course, the coffee color in here. So that is, you know, I love those colors. And so I'm excited because I want to do, you know, I want to make socks. I want to have more handmade socks. Oh, and this is something about Mandy's Makings that I absolutely love. A portion of all her sales goes to help victims of human trafficking. So if you can see that, she has her little blurb about it there. She's very much involved with what is called the A21 campaign, which aids victims of human trafficking, and that has always been her vision, is to help with that. She has always been involved with, you know, bringing awareness to human trafficking. So those are my two Mandy's Makings yarns that I have gotten, you know, my January and February. And she just did one of the boxes. This is what I was getting at earlier. She does kits, quarterly kits, for each season. And the one that I got here, of course, this was my summer one that I got, and I do have that video. But she just did one, and I was so sad because I did not get my hands on one, and it's going to be tea themed. And I was like, how perfect would that have been for me? So she does two of the Share a Pair sets, a project bag, and then Dana Ray Makes on Ravelry. She does a sock pattern that goes with it, where if you get the box, you get the sock pattern for free, and there's like a code that you get for the sock pattern. So she does these sock patterns that are specifically for that. I mean, you can use the sock patterns for other yarns too, but she creates it with that kit in mind. And so you also get like a little progress keeper that's themed towards it. And so I'm really sad because I was like, oh, I bet it's going to be the cutest project bag with teacups or something, and the little progress keeper is probably going to be tea themed. And so yeah, I missed out. I did bad, and I forgot to get online that day. I think I was busy doing other things. Wasn't at home that day. And by the time I hopped online, like, they were gone. Or she had warned us that she was going to take the listing down, and I think I logged in too late. So I missed out. So anyways, that's really all. I know it's kind of all over the place here. Like I said, I'm really hoping I can keep these up every Friday, my little weekly stitch. And as you can see, I named my channel. So because it's going to be mostly focused on my love of tea and my love of yarn, did I do steepen stitches? I don't know. You'll see it on here. I can't remember what I named it. I'm so scatterbrained lately. We've had other things going on in our family too, and so I've been like super like just like scatterbrained for real. Mom brain, or I like to say chemo brain, even though that was like 20 something years ago. I still say that I had the effects of chemo brain. But anyways, that's it really. I hope to bring you lots more projects, you know, finished projects. I hope to learn way more about knitting that I can show you guys, because I just love doing these things. And I took a step back for so long and didn't do any of this. I think it was like a 4-year hiatus. Like, I didn't even buy yarn. And in fact, I donated most of my yarn to like art and craft programs locally. I just didn't do anything. I was just like, I'm done. I got burnout for one. I was running a business where I was taking orders, and while so many people are really good with that, I'm not, because I take on too many orders, and then I start getting rushed and I start getting stressed out. So I told my husband, if I do turn this into a business again, it's going to be solely on things I've already made. I won't take orders. I will just sell whatever I've already made. But that's not going to happen right now, because obviously right now I'm working on mainly gifts, not really working on, actual like items to sell. These are like either personal projects for me or gifts for people later on. I do have a little something in mind. I probably shouldn't say, but I kind of want to go ahead and say that I want to work on this, maybe work on some handmade ornaments every month, like a certain number, because I was thinking of putting out an advent calendar at the end of towards the end of the year, where you get to open a handmade ornament every month. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to put that together. I'm going to try. And I just think it would be fun. I love Advents. I love watching everybody's Vlogmases where they open different Advents. I've done tea Advents before. My son, excuse me, my little guy, he loves different ones. He did a Hot Wheels Advent one year, a sock Advent one year. So I just thought, oh, how fun would it be to open a handmade ornament every day leading up to Christmas time, and just put them on your tree and everything. And I just thought that would be really fun. So anyways, that's just a thought that I'm planning on. So if I do work on that throughout the year, I won't be showing those throughout the year as like finished objects or anything. So that'll be towards the end of the year. I can open them during the month of December if I do that, if I do it. So anyways, that's everything that I have going on, a little update, life update and everything. And we'll see how this year goes, if I actually stick to like a little filming schedule. So, you know, maybe look for me with some tea stuff on Tuesdays and yarn related things on Fridays, and then every so often some Scentsy related things on Saturdays. That's my plan going forward. But until we'll see. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching and listening to me just ramble on and on about nonsense. I hope you've enjoyed seeing some of the things I've been working on, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.